Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, April 12th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. It's happening. It really is. Events are returning in person, and it is glorious. I was able to get to the Annapolis Homeowners Expo this weekend and also the Maytag version at the Colonial Players, and they both did such a fantastic job. Let's keep it up and put this pandemic behind us. Well, sadly, the weekend is behind us, and that means it is Monday, so we might as well get into it. I'm not sure where the ramifications of this first story might end up, but I suspect we need to keep an eye on it as there is some good and some bad. Governor Hogan vetoed 3 police reform bills as expected on Friday, and the legislature immediately overturned them, so they will become law a little bit later on this year. One of the bills makes the so-called no-knock warrants illegal and also prohibits search warrants in the middle of the night. It also opens up officers' misconduct records to the public. Another bill required body-worn cameras by 2025, and a third repeals the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights that also established citizen panels that may open up officers to criminal prosecution for misconduct. A bit of an opinion here. I think the intent is good, but I am conflicted about having an officer having to consider if his actions may be later deemed criminal for a decision that needs to be made in a matter of seconds. Will cops pull back on doing their job for fear? I don't know. It's just something that I think may be fraught with unintended consequences. Have to keep an eye on it, and we shall see. Sliding into some politics, the Annapolis alderman for Ward 2, Fred Paone, is calling it quits. He will serve out his current term but will not seek re-election. Paone spent 14 years on the council after winning a special election when the seat was vacated during the Moyer administration. And so far, Karma O'Neill has tossed her hat into the ring on the Democratic side, and there is a rumor that Scott Gibson will be entering the race on the Republican side. But there still is time for anyone to get in that, as long as they live in Ward 2. We're trying to figure out exactly how to best cover and handle the city elections this year. I know we're going to be doing podcasts with all of the candidates, but if you have any suggestions, reach out, send me an email. I'd love to hear them. The Naval Academy has greenlighted an in-person graduation this year and will be holding most of the traditional events. Attendance is going to be limited to an undetermined number of guests per midshipman. Specifically, they did say that the Blue Angels flight demonstration would take place, a stadium graduation, and the color parade. However, the yard will be closed to all but invited guests, so I imagine with the Blues flying, that will present a problem for the city and the county in terms of managing crowds. Commissioning week should get underway on the 20th of May with sea trials and culminate with graduation on the 28th. Notably absent from the Academy information is the Herndon climb, and we're going to try to figure out what's going on with that, so you want to make sure you stay tuned. With COVID still in play, people are still going without food, and last week, Ranjit Chahal, who owns 4 Subway shops in the county, teamed up with former county executive John Leopold to get some much-needed funds to the Anne Arundel County Food Bank. Now, Leopold does serve on the board of the food bank. Now, Chahal was able to raise $500, and Leopold personally matched it for another $500 for a total of $1,000, which was presented to Susan Thomas, who is the executive director of the food bank. Now, this is the second time they have done this, and all told, they have donated $1,600. So good on the former county exec and good on Mr. Chahal. Now go support local businesses that support us. Speaking of local businesses, our last local business spotlight on Saturday was the Maryland Federation of Art, and up this week, a fun one, Chill Axes up in Crofton. And as we wrap up, save a few hours on Saturday to head over to the new Michael E. Bush Library on West Street in Annapolis to kick some gas. Annapolis Green is hosting an electric vehicle showcase called, appropriately enough, Kick Gas. As we head into Earth Day, it's a great time to check out the dozens of electric vehicles and see when one will be in your future. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But the cool thing is that it's not really a sales pitch from Tesla and anybody else that makes electric vehicles. These are all privately owned, and the owners have volunteered their time to come and answer all of your questions, and some will even take you for a COVID-safe spin. This is a free event. It gets underway at 10 a.m. and it should wrap up at about 2 p.m. Again, this is Saturday the 17th at the Michael E. Bush Library on West Street in Annapolis. Finally, have you been catching any movies at the Annapolis Film Festival? Some great ones been out there, and the fest does go through the weekend. Details, tickets, trailers, and synopses are all at AnnapolisFilmFestival.org, and you can also check out the 5 or 6 bonus pods we did on some of the flicks. I had a lot of fun talking to those people. All right, that's it. But first, a quick thank you to the sponsor for this daily news brief, Solar Energy Services up in Millersville, to the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and the Bay Bridge Boat Show, which is coming up later on this week. It is Monday, so of course we have Alsina from CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. And like always, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. George, Ann, and all the rest are coming up in just about 60 seconds.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, April 12th. The weekend turned out to be a great one with much warmer temps across the Annapolis region, despite a couple of rounds of rain as most of it stayed away from the daytime hours. But while this week might bring a few low-level chances of some additional rain showers, it'll be a mostly dry week on the whole, though temps will be a bit cooler. Look for highs each day this week to be in the 61 to 68 degree range with a very small chance of showers each day today through Thursday, with plenty of sunshine expected Friday and Saturday before another small chance of rain showers very late Saturday or Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
Did you know that home values jumped over 10% on average in 2020? And we are expected to see more increases over the next 3 to 6 months. What's causing this rise in value? First, limited inventory. We have about 60% fewer homes on the market right now than we did the same time last year. Second, low interest rates. People can afford more home right now, and that is very appealing. Third, increased buyer demand. We literally have over 20 interested and qualified buyers waiting for the right home to come on the market, and we are not alone. If you were ever thinking of timing the market just right to get the highest price in recent history, your time has come. My team is available and ready. Give us a call today. We'll check your home's value and break neighborhood records.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the market reached yet another all-time high. We closed out the first quarter of the year with the S&P up 5.8%. The March jobs report was strong. Both U.S. and global economic forecasts have improved, and the reopening of much of the economy as vaccines are administered points to continued growth this year. Another area of growth we're seeing is the number of companies that choose to issue stock in some form to their employees. This can take the form of stock options or stock grants. Both of these usually have some type of vesting period. This period is a time when you have to remain working for the company, and is a key reason companies offer these incentives to retain talent. A stock option gives you the right to purchase company stock. They have a vesting date, often 2 to 5 years out. Many option grants vest over a period of time, 1/3 each year for 3 years, or 1/4 each year for 4 years. You can also have cliff vesting, where the entire award vests at a single point in time. When the option vests, it gives you the right to purchase the number of shares awarded for a set price, called the exercise price. If the company's stock is increased in value between the time the option was awarded and the time it was exercised, you have a gain. For example, in 2020, you were awarded 400 shares of Spacely Sprockets, which will vest over 4 years, with an exercise price of $5 a share. In 2021, Spacely Sprockets is trading at $6 a share. You would pay $500, $5 a share times the 100 shares that vested this year to purchase the stock, which is valued at $600. You just made $100, which is great if you had the $500 to purchase the stock in the first place. What happens if you don't have the money to exercise the option? You can perform a cashless exercise. You exercise the options, then immediately sell enough stock to cover the purchase price plus the taxes due. For most options, that $100 gain, called the bargain element, is taxable as ordinary income. You can keep what's left in company stock or sell all of the stock and take the cash. Given the tax ramifications, it's wise to review the exercise of stock options with your tax professional and financial planner. You also want to keep track of them because they do expire. Some options, referred to as incentive stock options, qualify for special tax treatment. There are a number of restrictions around these options, and working with a professional is key to maximize the tax advantages, such as long-term capital gains treatment, and minimize the downsides, like AMT or the alternative minimum tax. Next week, we'll take a dive into stock grants, RSUs, and the 83B election. Your action to take this week is to consider a personal article floater. Your homeowner's insurance policy has limits on individual items such as jewelry, silver, art, firearms, and antiques. A personal article floater provides additional insurance for these items, but may require a recent appraisal. Our calendar of free educational events is on our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. And for the month of April, we're donating $5 for everyone new who likes our Facebook page to the All Children's Chorus of Annapolis, a community choir that strives for vocal excellence, diversity in membership, and making a difference in the lives of children by teaching the rewards of hard work, team play, and service to the community, up to $500. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. CovingtonAlsina and Great Valley Advisor Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance reference is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. This information is not intended to be a substitute for specific individualized tax advice. We suggest that you discuss your specific tax issues with a qualified tax advisor. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, and financial advisor or tax advisor prior to investing. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
The all-new combined in-water Bay Bridge Boat Show is coming to Stevensville, Maryland on April 15th through the 18th at the Bay Bridge Marina, right in the shadow of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and just steps off of Route 50. See hundreds of power and sailboats on display. Shop from the top brands of nautical gear and equipment and take advantage of the many educational opportunities. The Bay Bridge Boat Show, Power and Sail, 2 shows in one. Purchase your tickets today at AnnapolisBoatShows.com. Again, that's AnnapolisBoatShows.com, and we'll see you at the show.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.